Have you ever noticed that many seniors, even those who eat what seems like a balanced diet, gradually lose strength, stamina, and muscle tone as they age? This phenomenon is not just a normal part of getting older. It has a medical name: sarcopenia. Sarcopenia refers to the progressive loss of skeletal muscle mass, strength, and function with age. It typically starts quietly around the age of 50 and accelerates after 60, becoming a major factor in frailty among older adults. According to research published in The Lancet and the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia and Muscle, older adults lose between 3 to 8% of their muscle mass every decade. By the time someone reaches their 80s, they may have lost nearly half of their peak muscle tissue. Why does this happen, even if you're eating normally? The causes are multifactorial. 1. Anabolic resistance. With age, muscles become less responsive to the growth-stimulating effects of protein and resistance exercise. That means seniors need more protein and a stronger exercise stimulus to get the same muscle-building effect younger people achieve easily. 2. Hormonal changes. Declining levels of growth hormone, testosterone, and estrogen reduce the body's ability to preserve and rebuild muscle tissue. Insulin sensitivity also decreases, impairing how efficiently nutrients fuel muscle repair. 3. Inflammaging. Chronic, low-grade inflammation common in older adults triggers the release of cytokines that break down muscle proteins and interfere with muscle regeneration. 4. Reduced physical activity. Sedentary behavior accelerates muscle loss. Even brief periods of immobility, such as after illness or surgery, can lead to dramatic declines in muscle mass and strength in seniors. 5. Mitochondrial decline. Muscle cells lose mitochondrial efficiency with age, reducing their energy production and ability to sustain repair. The consequences of sarcopenia are more than cosmetic. Weaker muscles mean difficulty with daily activities like climbing stairs or carrying groceries, a greater risk of falls and fractures, slower recovery from illness, and ultimately reduced independence. In fact, sarcopenia is a major predictor of disability, hospitalization, and even mortality in older populations. Have you ever wondered why muscles seem to shrink and strength fades faster after 60? It's not just aging, it's something called sarcopenia, and today we'll uncover how to fight back with the right protein strategies. But before we get started, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's your favorite protein food right now? Eggs, fish, beans, or maybe something else? Your answer might even inspire someone else watching. And if staying strong, active, and independent matters to you, hit that like button and subscribe for more science-backed health tips every day. Sarcopenia is not inevitable and can be slowed, even reversed, with the right interventions. Nutrition, especially adequate protein intake, plays a central role. Protein provides the essential amino acids, particularly leucine, that trigger muscle protein synthesis, MPS, the process of building and repairing muscle tissue. Research shows that when seniors increase their protein intake to about 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, higher than the standard 0.8 g/kg, they preserve more lean mass, maintain strength, and improve mobility. Combining this with resistance training, such as bodyweight exercises, resistance bands, or light weights, amplifies the muscle-building response, even in individuals well into their 80s. While sarcopenia is a natural part of aging, it is not a life sentence. By focusing on strategic nutrition and lifestyle adjustments, seniors can protect their muscles, maintain independence, and enjoy a higher quality of life. As we age, one of the biggest challenges our bodies face is that muscles stop responding to protein as efficiently as they once did. This reduced response is known as anabolic resistance. In younger adults, a moderate dose of protein, say 20 grams from a piece of chicken or a serving of yogurt, is usually enough to trigger a strong burst of muscle protein synthesis, MPS, which is the process of repairing and building new muscle fibers. But in older adults, the same amount of protein often produces a weaker response. The muscle tissues do not absorb and use amino acids as effectively. Scientists believe this happens due to several factors. 1. Changes in blood flow and nutrient delivery. Aging reduces how efficiently amino acids from food are transported into the muscles. 2. Decline in cell signaling pathways. The mTOR pathway, which acts like a switch for muscle growth, becomes less sensitive with age. 3. Lower physical activity. A sedentary lifestyle amplifies anabolic resistance, while strength training can help resensitize muscles. 4. Digestive changes. Seniors may digest and absorb protein more slowly, reducing its immediate effect on muscle repair. Because of this, older adults require more protein per meal and per day to achieve the same benefits that younger people would get from smaller amounts. Modern science shows that the old recommendation of 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, a number set decades ago to simply prevent deficiency, is not enough to preserve muscle health in aging adults. According to research published in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association, 2013, older adults should aim for 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day to maintain muscle mass and strength. Protein needs may increase further to up to 1.5 g/kg/day, but always under medical supervision. This shift in recommendations is crucial because muscle loss, or sarcopenia, is not just about appearance or strength. It directly affects independence, balance, and longevity. Higher protein intake in older adults has been linked to reduced risk of falls and fractures, better mobility and walking speed, lower hospitalization rates, and improved recovery after surgery. For seniors, protein isn't just a nutrient, it's a powerful tool against aging muscles. Meeting these higher protein targets can make the difference between staying strong and independent versus facing frailty and loss of mobility. When it comes to protecting muscle health, especially in seniors, protein quality is just as important as total protein intake. The key lies in the amino acid profile, and particularly in one amino acid, leucine. Leucine acts as the on switch for muscle protein synthesis, MPS, the biological process where your body repairs and builds muscle tissue. Without enough leucine, the muscle building response is weaker, even if the total protein intake looks adequate. Research suggests that older adults may need 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to maximally stimulate MPS, which is higher than what younger adults require because of anabolic resistance. Animal proteins, such as eggs, chicken, turkey, fish, Greek yogurt, milk, cottage cheese, and lean beef, are considered high-quality proteins because they are more efficient for triggering muscle growth due to their complete amino acid profile and high leucine content. Plant proteins, like beans, lentils, chickpeas, soy products, quinoa, nuts, and seeds, are also valuable, especially for those following vegetarian or vegan diets. They provide fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds that animal proteins don't. However, they come with challenges, still highly beneficial but require variety and smart food combinations to cover all essential amino acids. According to a 2020 review in Nutrients, both animal and plant proteins can support muscle health and healthy aging if consumed in sufficient amounts. However, seniors who rely heavily on plant proteins need to pay closer attention to variety, quantity, and leucine intake to ensure muscle maintenance. Other studies highlight that seniors may benefit most when they spread protein intake across meals, ensuring each meal contains at least 25 to 30 grams of protein with 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine. This approach maximizes the body's ability to overcome anabolic resistance and continuously support muscle health throughout the day. For seniors, the goal isn't choosing one over the other. It's about meeting daily protein needs with the right quality, quantity, and balance. One of the most common mistakes people make, especially seniors, is saving the majority of their protein for dinner while barely eating any at breakfast or lunch. While this might seem harmless, it can actually limit how much muscle your body is able to build and preserve throughout the day. This is because your body can only use a certain dose of protein per meal to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, MPS, the process of repairing and building muscle tissue. Consuming more than that in one sitting doesn't necessarily provide extra benefit for muscle growth. Instead, what really matters is how you distribute protein intake across the day. Let's take a typical example. Breakfast, 10 g protein, e.g. toast with jam. Lunch, 15 g protein, e.g. small sandwich. Dinner, 50 g protein, e.g. steak and potatoes. Even though the daily total is 75 g, most of the protein is consumed in one meal. The issue is that muscle synthesis doesn't respond well to a huge single dose after hours of little stimulation. This leaves long gaps during the day where your muscles don't get the amino acids they need to stay strong, especially in older adults who already face anabolic resistance. The reduced ability of muscles to respond to protein. A 2017 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition investigated this very issue. Researchers found that adults who spread protein more evenly across meals, about 25 to 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, had 25% greater muscle protein synthesis compared to those who ate the same total protein but concentrated most of it at dinner. This suggests that timing and distribution are just as important as total intake. Seniors, in particular, benefit from this strategy because their muscles require a higher protein threshold at each meal, about 2.5 to 3 g leucine, to trigger muscle growth effectively. Instead of loading up at night, aim for breakfast. 25 to 30 g protein, e.g., Greek yogurt parfait with nuts and berries, or scrambled eggs with whole grain toast. A 2020 study in Nutrients emphasized that starting the day with a high-protein breakfast improves muscle protein synthesis and helps regulate blood sugar, which is especially important for seniors who may also struggle with insulin resistance. Lunch. 25 to 30 g protein, e.g., grilled chicken or tofu salad with quinoa, or lentil soup with whole grain bread. Combining plant proteins, lentils plus whole grains, ensures a complete amino acid profile, while adding dairy like cottage cheese boosts leucine, the amino acid that directly triggers muscle repair. Dinner. 25 to 30 g protein, e.g., baked salmon with spinach and roasted vegetables. Fatty fish like salmon not only supply protein, but also provide omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce muscle inflammation and may help older adults respond better to protein intake. A 2019 study in Frontiers in Physiology found that omega-3s can enhance muscle protein synthesis in seniors. This approach ensures your muscles get 3 strong signals per day to maintain and repair tissue, instead of just 1 at dinner. It's not just how much protein you eat, it's when and how you spread it across the day. By aiming for around 25 to 30 g at each main meal, seniors can overcome anabolic resistance, preserve muscle mass, and stay stronger and more independent as they age. The bottom line is this: seniors lose muscle mass more quickly due to sarcopenia, a gradual, age-related decline in muscle tissue. But here's the good news: protein is your strongest line of defense. Experts, including the European Society for Clinical Nutrition and Metabolism, 2018, recommend 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day for older adults to preserve muscle mass and function. For example, a 70 kilograms, 154 pounds, senior would need roughly 70 to 84 grams per day, which is more than what many typically consume. Not all protein is created equal. Animal proteins like eggs, chicken, fish, Greek yogurt, lean beef are rich in essential amino acids, especially leucine, the trigger that tells your muscles to start building. Plant proteins, beans, lentils, soy, quinoa, nuts, seeds, are powerful too but may lack some amino acids. If you follow a plant-based diet, variety is key. Mixing foods like beans with rice or hummus with whole grain bread helps ensure a complete amino acid profile. Another crucial factor is timing. A common mistake is loading most of your protein at dinner while skimping at breakfast and lunch. But studies, like one published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2017, show that spreading protein evenly across meals boosts muscle synthesis by up to 25% compared to eating it mostly at night. That means aiming for 25 to 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner is far more effective. What this looks like in practice: breakfast, Greek yogurt with berries and walnuts, 20-25 g protein. Lunch, lentil soup with whole grain bread and cottage cheese, 25-30 g protein. Snack, protein smoothie with soy milk and a scoop of whey or plant protein powder, 20 g protein. Dinner, grilled salmon with quinoa and steamed broccoli, 30 g protein. These meals not only provide enough protein, but also deliver fiber, vitamins, minerals, and omega-3s, supporting both muscle and overall health. By eating enough protein, choosing the right sources, and spreading it throughout the day, you can stay strong, mobile, and independent well into your later years. So take a look at your plate today. Are you truly getting enough protein at each meal? If not, It might be time to adjust your diet or talk to a nutritionist about a personalized plan. I'd love to hear from you. How much protein do you usually eat in a day? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone you care about. Because staying strong after 60 starts with what's on your plate.